Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video of Fox Reacts. Today we're checking out another vid from Connie X about what if the armor Digivolutions from Digimon's 02 Digivolved further. And a heads up, as I've said in the other videos, if you haven't seen them, is that this is a pretty cool video because on Friday I will be going in for minor dental surgery and probably won't be able to record until the following Monday or so. But anyway, let's hop into the video.
If you've been watching this channel for a while now, you know that I am a big fan of the what-ifs and the unexplored of Digimon. And my favourite season is Digimon Adventure 02, and one of the main reasons I love 02 so much is because of Armor Digivolution. But I always wondered, what if there was a situation where the Dark Towers were never toppled? What if the Digimon of 02 were forced to keep using their Armor Digi-Eggs, and Digivolve further using them? So on today's video, I'm going to be proposing some potential Ultimates and Megas for the Adventure 02 Armor Digimon.
Awesome.
Hey,
I know.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. And did you like and subscribe yet? I'm looking at all of you. Did you all like and subscribe? Good, because numbers make me feel something.
Yeah, boy.
And yeah, I'm always thinking about the 02 Armor Digimon. I talked a while back about the idea of maybe them combining their Digi-Eggs. So, for example, Courage and Friendship merging together to become Sagittariumon or something different.
Yeah.
But, what if the 02 Digimon just never got to conventionally Digivolve again? It's a really interesting idea. We've seen in other media that Armor Digimon can Digivolve further, so could they have theoretically done so in 02 itself? So for this video, I'm going to be exploring that idea and using Digimon that I think would be fantastic candidates for those evolutions. I wanted to do this as kind of an initial pitch video, and if you guys really like the concept, I definitely would be open to doing this as a custom art video in the future, but I have another custom art video for this month coming very soon, and I think you're going to like it. So today, of course, we're going to be looking at Flamedramon, Raidramon, Halsamon, Shurimon, Digmon, Submarimon, and yes, even Fuchimon.
What?
Well, I don't know what I expected.
I'm not going to be looking at Magnamon and Rapidmon because they basically have the power level of a Mega level Digimon. Magnamon definitely does, and Rapidmon is somewhere between Ultimate and Mega. Though maybe we could come up with Prevos for them one day. Would it just be Gold Gargamon for Gold Rapidmon? I don't know. I just want each line to have a clear, concise theme.
Wait, but what about Cerberusmon? No, I mean not Cerberusmon, Pegasusmon, and the Sphinx one. Was it just called Sphinxmon? Whatever. You know the ones I'm talking about.
Based on the visuals, crest / Digi-Egg, and or themes of the Armor Digimon itself. I would also like the line to be at least partially armored all the way through, and I do not want to use Digimon that are already armored Digimon, like Sagittariumon, Depthmon, etc., or are Digi-destined partner evolutions in the rest of the adventure canon. So no Garudamon for Halsamon, for example. So let's begin with Digmon, and right off the bat, we've got a difficult one. God damn it, Digimon. Digmon is a really interesting interpretation of the Crest of Knowledge, having more in common with Digimon like Dremogimon than Tentomon and Kabuterimon and its line of bugs. This is apparently because the Digi-Egg of Knowledge manifests the element of Earth, like, I guess, but it always just felt super weird to me.
Well, I mean, even back at the beginning of 02, when Digimon would transform, it always said, like, the drill of Earth or something, before eventually even verbalizing it and telling the world, or the drill of knowledge just sounds a bit better, doesn't it? Something to that kind of voice. Wow, I hope that did not sound annoying to you all. I'm sorry.
I love Digimon, and I can kind of see how its armor is like the exoskeleton of a bug or something. It just always kind of felt a little bit odd that there wasn't more bug going on there, especially in comparison to how aquatic Submarimon is. As such, I see two very distinct viable routes for Digimon. The first I call Return to Bug. It's like Return to Monkey, but with more legs. In that evolution line, we'll see Digimon become Metal-like Quagamon, keeping that yellowy color of Digimon, but of course becoming more of a beetle. But the downside here is we completely lose the drills. And then Metal-like Quagamon will become Tiger Vespamon. Yes, my favorite Mega. Very funny, but no, literally, there's just no other candidate here. We're so limited for Mega high-level bug Digimon, and it's the only yellow/golden Digimon that really fits here, aside from Hercules Kabuterimon, which of course is Izzy's Mega, so doesn't work here. But as you can tell, I am far from happy with this bug line, so I am proposing something different. Ditching bugs and instead focusing on drilling, excavation, and even construction by having Digimon become Valvemon. This is a large machine vehicle Digimon that I think would work nicely from Digimon, and will then become the Mega Digimon.
Hey, hold on. Isn't this like the base Digimon normally used in Apocalypse? Oh well.
Heavy Leomon. This is a bit of an odd line overall, but Heavy Leomon I think works nicely as the Mega, even if it does randomly gain more Beast Digimon traits. According to the reference book, Heavy Leomon has a kind heart, in that it also carries out rescue operations. So if there is a Digimon that needs help, it will firstly rush over to them, and then remove any obstacles using its prided power, which I think ultimately is a nice fit for this line. I did also consider Breakdramon, as it has drills, could be used for excavation, etc., but it's kind of described as being pretty damn evil in the reference book, which I'm not sure I love for this line. Thankfully,
just want to say this real quick. I looked here, and he does actually do Pegasusmon and Nefertimon. So yeah, he does do them. He just didn't say them for some reason.
Submarimon I had a lot less problems with. I think it's pretty important to preserve both the vehicle nature of Submarimon, but also the armor Digiegg. As such, I've settled on its ultimate to be Frozomon. This is a sort of Zamboni Digimon, but its main attribute is its ice powers that it showed off in an episode of Ghost Game, literally called Ice Hell. And then I would have the Mega be Aegistramon. This again is a vehicle Digimon, but also the reference book states it is a cyborg Digimon born from the fusion.
Hold on.
Digimon, but also the reference book states it is a cyborg Digimon born from the fusion of a Plesiomon with Seedramon species data. That Plesiomon data being excellent to tie into the Digiegg of reliability. In totality then, we have a really fun evolution line that covers the...
I see it. And it's got the deep sea, the frozen sea, and then the surface of the sea. I swear, if that's what he says, I'm telling you, I haven't seen this yet. And so that was just off the top of my head.
Sea with Submarimon, the land or frozen tundra with Frozomon, and the sky with Aegistramon. I also see Frozomon as referencing Bikemon, the more ice-associated Gomamon Mega, while Aegistramon, of course, has Plesiomon data, and as such references the more nautical Gomamon Mega. I think this line ties in really nice.
Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna pause this and let it load. I'm back. Let's go.
Into the Digiegg of reliability. Moving over to Yoli's Hawkmon, we begin with Halsamon. Love is of course a factor here, but I think chiefly we're looking at armored birds. And so I have settled on the ultimate being Sindoramon. I think it's fun to introduce Davas into the mix, and to quote the reference book again, Sindoramon's armor is the hardest among all of the Davas equipment, so I think it works quite nicely for Halsamon. Some other contenders with the much bemoaned Butenmon and the largely unarmored Hippogriffamon. From Sindoramon, I will then have the Mega Bizu Chaomon. To be totally transparent, my initial idea for this video was going to be somehow making the 4 Sovereigns and Fanglongmon fit the Digimon Adventure 02 kids, but I just couldn't swing it quite right. Azulongmon has a lot of visual matching to Raidramon, Zuchaomon has a lot of visual matching to Halsamon/Aquilamon, Ibonwumon could kind of work for either Armadillomon or Wormmon, but I just didn't find anything good for Baihumon. I guess I could have used but Fanglongmon is kind of its own Digimon, so that would be weird for TK, plus Digimon Adventure tries continuity, kind of poo-poos all that because we know that the 02 kids partners didn't become the Sovereigns or aren't destined to become the Sovereigns, but there might be something in that idea that I'll explore in future, but for now, I'm using Zuchaomon here to pay tribute to that, and because I think it's a really excellent Mega for Halsamon into Sindoramon too. Plus that's a Dava becoming a Sovereign, which is nice. But another alternate pick I do also really like would be Crossmon. And then is Shurimon, who I have given the ultimate of Ayatarmon. My only real issue with this pick is that Ayatarmon is based on the Ayatar, which is a feminine spirit in Finnish folklore, and Yoli's Hawkmon appears to present as male. But I don't necessarily think a Digimon's etymology inspiration has to box in the gender
plants.
for every version of that Digimon. So I would be more than willing to say this is a masculine Ayatamon evolving from Shurimon.
Yeah,
I do wish we could keep more of the
plant.
ninja or at least Japanese aesthetics of Shurimon here, but from the moment I clapped eyes on Ayatamon, it's just been my de facto pick for Shurimon's evolution. And then, unsurprisingly, the Mega will be Bloom Lordmon. This, I think, is a wonderful pick. Keeping the sort of mask-wearing look of Shurimon with weaponry, going from a ninja to now a more European knight via Ayatamon.
Nice.
Bloom Lordmon also works really nicely with the Digi-Egg of Sincerity, as it's definitely intended to be the kind of masculine version of Refleximon, which of course is comprised of Rosemon, Palmon's main Mega, and Lotusmon. So yeah, I just think that lines up incredibly well. Okay, so Pegasusmon. Obviously Pegasusmon showed up in Adventure 2020, but we're not considering that canon here. This is solely what we saw in canon pertaining to 02 and the original adventure. So this TK's Pegasusmon is going to become Kirinmon. It visually works from Pegasusmon, I think, of course, but also keeps up the idea of the Digi-Egg of Hope manifesting holy beasts. And then the Mega will be Godramon. Yeah, we can use that here, because again, it wasn't used as Patamon's Mega in the original continuity, only in Adventure 2020. Godramon to me has always looked a ton like a Pegasusmon Mega, even being armored on its head and wrists, among other places, and so I just think is a natural pick for this line. However, if you'd like something that would tie into Kirinmon more, I think Kentaurismon is actually a very solid pick. Definitely evoking Armored Digimon of Hope like Sagittariusmon, but I just think Godramon is a much better fit overall for this line. And then
okay, I think we can finally continue.
Nefertimon. I thought long and hard about Gatomon and Nefertimon, but not in the way Proto does.
I don't get the joke. Okay, I think I get the joke.
Trying to decide whether to count Nefertimon as an ultimate or not, and in the end decided not. Gatomon is depowered in 02 due to losing her tail ring, so while she is still a champion, her power is more similar to that of a rookie, making Nefertimon on par with a champion or approaching an ultimate at maximum. As such, I will treat Nefertimon like Pegasusmon, a champion equivalent, though of course technically its own level classification as an armor. Anyway, that explanation aside, I'm going to ruin everything by having Nefertimon become Bastemon.
Huh? I don't get it.
You serious?
This is the absolute least armored Digimon on this video, but I think it keeps up the Egyptian theme Nefertimon has, which I think is super important, and there's those cat-like elements too, which is especially prevalent, as Bastemon is a common Digivolution of the Gatomon variant, Mikemon. Bastemon then also springboards us to the Mega Anubismon. Again, not incredibly armored, but the necklaces, bangles, etc. can still be considered armor. If Barrowmon is considered an armored Digimon, Anubismon can be an evolution of one. Again, preserving the Egyptian themes, but also is a God-Man Digimon and a vaccine. So while it does spend its time in the dark area, it does so to punish evil Digimon and resurrect good ones into Digitama. So I think a pretty fitting Mega for Nefertimon all in all. Then it's time for Vemon's Courage evolution, Flamedramon, who again was a little bit tricky. I've settled on its ultimate being Vitramon, whose English name is Burning Greymon, which sure is a dubism, but Vitramon gets its power from ancient Greymon, so there's still that connection to Greymon that ties into the Digi-Egg of Courage. I did however consider Voltramon too, as a volcano feels like a step up from a flame, and would keep the Dramon naming convention going. And as for the Mega, I settled on Apollomon. It's the armored sun god of the Olympos 12, but also belongs to the Dragon's Roar group, so does have a firm connection to the Dramon theme of Flamedramon and the Digi-Egg of Courage. I also just like keeping Flamedramon bipedal across its line, however, an alternate Mega I like here would be Brywaludramon. Digivolving from that ultimate Voltramon would be very cool, and Brywaludramon is also an armored Digimon. Just a completely different type of armored Digimon to the armored Digi-Egg Digimon. Digimon is confusing sometimes. What's that? What about Ragemon? Ragemon, you mean my biggest headache of this video? Yeah. So you know how I complain about the lack of bug Digimon at certain levels? Well, move over bug Digimon, because lightning/electric/thunder Digimon of the ultimate level are like rocking horse shit. I considered basically every Pulsemon ultimate from Boutmon to Shootmon. I considered the Thunder Spirits from Blitzmon, and just nothing fit. I ultimately settled on Ludamon. I really didn't want to. Again, it's a Digimon I've used a few times recently, but our options are so limited for Ultimate or Ultimate equivalent Thunder Digimon that I had to. But I do like that we get to keep the Rai or Thunder name etymology between the two, but just wish there was a Lightning Dragon I could put in here instead. Maybe there is and I'm just stupid, let me know down below. In fact, Raidramon not having a perfect fit really makes me want to revisit this concept with custom art in the future, so if you want to see that, please do let me know down below. I really don't know whether that's something people actually want to see or not, so if you do, let me know and we'll make it happen. Anyway, the Mega from Ludamon will then be a Zulongmon. Yeah, no surprise, right? It's a fully Lightning/Thunder Mega Digimon, a Sovereign, which kicked off this video and has like pretty much exactly the same headpiece as Raidramon. And then finally is Fuchimon. I talked about my issues with Fuchimon before, but it doesn't matter today. We're focusing on this boy and we're giving him something good. So, Fuchimon is the kindness armor, of course, but also a fairy attribute Digimon. This makes things really interesting because we actually have a pink fairy type ultimate level Digimon in Luminamon, the Shademon Evo. This is like kind of a fantastically fitting evolution for Fuchimon. It's kind of crazy, to the point I wonder if someone might have thought about it at Digimon themselves. And then the Mega will be Marine Angemon, another fairy Digimon emblazoned with a heart, meaning, it's got a lot of love or kindness to give. I kind of like how this line of fairies gets more petite and cute as time goes on. It adds a really nice element to Fuchimon. But I know what you're saying, Khan, where's the armor? And to that I say, where's the armor on Fuchimon?
True. Where is the armor?
I think the connection of kindness and fairy attributes matters a lot more than strict armor here, but if you really want that, Lord Nightmon is an armored pink Mega. Use that, I guess. Could also throw Chohakaimon into the mix as an ultimate too if you wanted. So yeah, Fuchimon to Luminamon to Marine Angemon for a more good kindness fairy pick, and then Fuchimon to Chohakaimon, and finally Lord Nightmon if you just want armor and pink. And that's it, my picks for Digimon Adventure 02's Armor Digimon's further evolutions. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on what your picks would be if they differ. Huge shout out to my...
Alright, well, that's where we're going to leave off today's video. This went longer than it should have because I was a bit constantly stopping. But anyway, going to quickly end it off. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Down in the description, link to the original video. And I'll see all of you folks next time. Peace.